Oh, 30 seconds in. Oh, hello. Maybe I should refresh the chat here. Give it another couple seconds here. Okay, I gotta refresh it. No chat. Okay, good. We are live on 15 channels, and let me just say hello to everybody. Great. So, we're back up and running over here. Everything is good. Everything is beautiful. I'm just not getting any of your chats. And it looks like, hey Gussie, we're getting well versed with Twitch, and there are some satanic beasts. You know, Prophetess Gussie, a lot of people look at you like a beast that believes in Jesus Christ. So, you know, before you try to call someone out on their beliefs, maybe take a look at yourself in the mirror first, Gussie, and see what Christians have done to people over the centuries since you claim that religion and you claim that belief. You know, most of the Satanists I know, they don't go around calling people like you names. So you might want to consider that next time you start pointing your finger at somebody. Remember, there's 3 more fingers turned around pointing right back at you. How's my cannabis house? Did you see my PB bro, Leslie Schmidt? What's a PB? What's a PB, man? Did I see your peanut butter? I do not know. I did not see your peanut butter. Did I see your post, Leslie? That's, Leslie, that's, fucking, what's his name? Is it raining? Yeah, it's pouring. Private Best PM. No, I did not get your, private message. Dude, what the fuck is your name? God damn it, that is so funny. I forgot what we used to call you, bro. Y'all have the bomb cyclone? I'll look it up. Alright, I'll look it up. Dude, come on. Tell me what I fucking call you. Tell me your name. God damn you, motherfucker. Tell me your fucking name. Kai. Thank you. Yes, Kai. Thank you, Kai. Yes, K-A-J. Kai. Thank you, bro. Yes. Hey, Kai, what's up, buddy? I just couldn't think. That's what happens. See, people? You don't come around. I start forgetting you. Don't be forgotten. Make sure you keep coming to the shows. Me versus you. It's a 30-day challenge. Yeah? What's the challenge? What do we got to do in 30 days? Tell me what the challenge is. And I will tell you how good this bud is that I'm about to smoke. Aaron, what's up, buddy? You guys know, hey Seymour, you know, I know there's more than 5 people here, but they're literally only telling me that there's 5 of you here. Ooh. Oh, man, why do I keep going for the one that I didn't think I was going to like the most? Always. What is up with that fucking Gorilla Glue? It just keeps bringing me back. Aaron, great Instagram. Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for checking out the Nays Garden at Instagram. Nays Garden Show at Instagram. You know, I was in a chat on Twitter, and you guys could have joined me in there. It was cool. They were talking about communism versus capitalism, and they literally just want to sit there and argue communism versus capitalism. All these communists and socialists, they want to argue capitalism and be like, argue against it, you know? And I'm like, you guys don't even see the error of your ways here. There's literally 20 or 30 of you in here. You're all arguing with each other about communism versus capitalism. Crypto's going to erase both of those forms of government. Crypto's going to win out over everything. Everyone's going to have crypto, and government's going to not have any money anymore. don't do Narcos my challenge. Give me a challenge for 30 days and we will do it and see how it goes. You don't do... Yeah. Yeah, alright. I smoke cannabis 3 times a day, so as long as I can smoke my cannabis 3 times a day. They would argue about a rock being a rock also. Dude, these people were just arguing like because they like the sound of their own voices, and they were just talking over each other and being rude and obnoxious. I was not impressed. You know what one of the guys said to me in there? He said, "Don't you have a podcast you have to go do?" I was like, "Yeah, as a matter of fact, I do in about 15 minutes. But until then, communism and capitalism will be rendered pointless when crypto completely takes over and you guys realize that these governments won't stand. You know, the banks are going to fail, the governments are going to fail, and crypto will be standing. And crypto will be the thing holding the goddamn planet together. And it'll be... And these people want global unity, and they won't even consider that crypto is the answer to that. And it really is. You want to bring the world together, you're going to do it with crypto. We're already doing it with crypto. We're already bringing it together, man. And people that are arguing communism versus capitalism, they're sitting out on the sidelines. They're missing out on the main point. You know, the main point is stop wasting your breath. You're arguing. You guys should be getting along. Capitalists, communists, socialists, all of you. You all need to be getting along. And if, you know, you could all be comparing crypto purchases with each other, you know? Crypto, we're going to be voting using crypto technology eventually. You know, crypto's going to solve so many problems, so many issues that we've got because the technology is just so vast and there's so much to be done with it. If you don't want to... Yeah, crypto won't be banned. Are you not concerned that crypto will be banned? No. No, I'm not concerned at all, man. They just don't have the power to ban it now. It's gotten too big. There's too many very wealthy people that have a lot of money sitting in it. Billionaires that have, and corporations and banks, my friend. And once the banks bought Bitcoin, it solidified its life for all of humankind, bro. Bitcoins will be around as long as humankind is here. They can ban it anytime. No, they won't. It's all about money, Kai. You just don't realize that all the money is in crypto now. You just don't realize that because you don't know. You don't pay attention to it. You hear something here, you hear something there, but you're not really paying attention to crypto. Not like I am, where I'm watching it all the time. You know. So anyway, let's do a bong rip. No banks got Bitcoin. If you can name one bank that have, yeah, man. Just about all of them are dealing in crypto now. Just about all the banks are dealing in it. Morgan Stanley, Morgan Chase, Bank of America is getting into it. Giant fucking banks. Chase. They've already got crypto. They've got full crypto departments set up. They're offering the crypto product to their investors. Wow, why? Yeah, I'm gonna smoke at some Gorilla Glue here in a second. Oh, my lighter must be in there. Let me grab another one. There we go. Grab a new lighter. But, you know, in 100 years, because can't be mined anymore, what then? Kai, there's other cryptos. Bitcoin isn't the only one. And we're not... Humankind's not going to be around for 100 years. We do not have 100 years left. That's why I'm not worried about capitalism versus communism. We don't have 100 years, bro. Nothing's really going to change too much. Except for governments are just going to fail. Take a salad of blue cherry kush to gelinade. All right, Steve, you got it all, buddy. All right. They saw you coming at that dispensary, didn't they, Steve? No law regarding cannabis. Cannabis is a tip for all. Cheers, everybody. They're like, oh god, here comes Steve. Put all the top shelf stuff up out front so you can get to it. He's probably got $1,000 with him today. Oh, you're in Virginia. There's no dispensaries. Ah, sorry, buddy. Kai, have you looked at the weather lately, buddy? Massive flooding, massive fires, heat waves, drought. You looked at Greece, man. Have you looked at the Russia over there in Siberia? The fires they can't put out. The Amazon. Kai, you try to have conversations with somebody when you pay no attention to worldly events, but you want to discuss worldly events. You know, you need to educate yourself a little bit more on worldly events before you start trying to pontificate on them. 30 generations is a fucking joke, bro. You know? Broke as jokes, sir, huh? Oh, Steve, right on, buddy. I got $1,000. What should I go into then? I look into so much shit that I see impossible on YouTube. I think you've got $1,000. I would take 500. I'd buy Bitcoin. I'd take the other 500. I'd take 100. Put it on. Okay, out of 1,000, take 500. Put it on Bitcoin. Take the other 500. 100 Polkadot, 100 on Matic, 100 on Ethereum, 100 on Cardano, and 100 on one of your choosing. I'm trying to think of one of my biggest ones. Doge would be fine, or something very popular, or something risky and new. You know, like Shiba Inu, or take $20 or $100 and put it on Shiba, or put it on, something that you think is going to blow up. What do you used to buy it on? I recommend for the Bitcoin, I recommend you use Cash App. For everything else, man, there's Coinbase, there's Crypto.com, there's Uphold, Gemini, BlockFi. Definitely use Celsius if you're going to store some money and you want to put a large amount in a piggy bank to where it makes you interest. Celsius is paying 14% interest, which is unheard of. That's fucking unheard of. Nobody does that shit. So it's going to be more and more heard of as more and more competition comes out there. I heard that Celsius is already offering a 17%, and that Lark found some goddamn crypto thing where you can get like this stupid amount, like 13,000%. He was talking about this amazing number percentage. I don't know what he was talking about. It went right over my head. I was like, I'll have to listen to that 6 more times before I figure it out. Just like I had to hear him talk about Celsius a few times before I finally looked into it. I was losing money. Not putting my money in Celsius, man. Losing money. And, I sent some money to Celsius and I forgot to add the tag properly. Well, I did. I added the tag, but it went in wrong. So the money disappeared, right? Well, luckily, Celsius will look it up and they will find it and they'll recover it for you. Really fucking cool. So they said it could take up to 90 days, but it wasn't that much. But, it's earning interest while it's sitting there because it's XRP. And XRP is going up. Can you do it for me over TeamViewer? You're going to have to do it yourself. Yeah, Coinbase. You're going to download these apps, bro. Just try out Coinbase. Try out Crypto.com. And, those two are great, man. They've got a lot of different cryptos in there. You'll be able to get everything that I mentioned from those. Except for maybe not the Shiba Inu. I'm not sure about that one. They probably have that one now too, actually. But you could get Doge. That's a little risky one, That's kind of fun and risky. You could put $100 on that. It could explode. I don't know. Doge is just kind of hanging, Nothing really doing with Doge. Um, so there's not a lot of people here. We're losing steam on the show for some reason, but I think I'm going to be moving more onto Twitter. I might even be hosting live chats on Twitter where people are talking about things. I kind of enjoyed that. You know, everybody was talking in real time. It's just that there's a lot of people out there that want to hear themselves speak that have absolutely nothing to say. And when I hear you arguing communism versus capitalism, you're totally, you have nothing to say. You know how many people out there are on Twitter that call themselves communists and socialists, and they think they're going to change the goddamn face of America? You know? I mean, you guys couldn't even get Bernie Sanders elected. Now what? Now what are you going to do? Now who's your go-to? Oh, that's right, you don't have one anymore. You don't have a leader. With your socialist communist movement, you've got nothing. And capitalism is a snake eating its own tail, and eventually it's going to die anyway. It cannot sustain itself. Look, they just keep pumping more dollars into it, man. You keep creating more American dollars, that dollar's going to fail. Capitalism's going to fail. The Fed's going to fail. The banks are going to fail. You know, if there's countries all around the world that are honoring Bitcoin and you're in Bitcoin, you're fine. Is higher after the last decade of sorrow. Steve, can you come to Discord and talk? No, dude. I have no bandwidth, bro. There's rain outside. I didn't even know if I was going to be able to broadcast the show. I can't have the monitor up. I can't bring up the crypto. I can't do anything. It's pouring down rain outside. I just have horrible bandwidth. My cat Harley, you want me to feed you? Alright, hold on. Hold on. Let me see what you got here. Hey, you got a whole bowl of food, dummy. What are you doing? What you doing? Hey, I think we should make another cafefe. Oh, we don't need to make another cafefe. I still got cafefe. Look at this. You're glad I'm here? I'm glad you're here too, buddy. You guys, if you start missing me, you really should come to Twitter. You really should come to Twitter. We might have some more constructive conversations over there. My main channel on Twitter finally is allowed to go into those chats. They've been blocking me. They're like, you've been caught abusing, your accounts on Twitter and retweeting your own tweets. You're abusing Twitter. I'm like, well, you're hiding me from everybody. I wouldn't have to do that if you just stop algorithming from the beginning. Okay, I said some curse words. Punish me for fucking 3 days and then give me my goddamn account back. I won't do it anymore. How about that? Let me know exactly what I did. Correct it. Do it quick. Don't fucking ban me for fucking 90 days or 6 months or a year, however long this has been. I kept sending them messages. I said, unban my account, unban my account, unban my account. They finally fucking did it. So I don't know. Maybe if I put a tweet out there, you guys will actually see it this time. Maybe I could open... Probably not. Now that I think about it, probably not. I probably don't have the bandwidth for it. You know? So... Spaces. Spaces. Create your space. Name your space. What do you want to talk about? This is cool. Crypto will end Capitalism communism and socialism. Crypto will end capitalism, communism, and socialism. Technology. World news. Oh, cool. Look at this. Careers, home and family. Start your space. I've never done this before. This is my first space ever. This is kind of exciting. I've never done this because I could never do it. Or I could, I guess. I just didn't try it on one of my other channels. All right. Start your space, it says. Oh, man. Twitter. I never figured that site out still. Twitter? Yeah, it's pretty easy once you get used to it. Now they've got this new thing called Spaces. So you could go in and you have like a platform where you could talk and all these other people could come in and listen to you talk, and you can allow them to speak too. But it's not connecting, man. I probably don't have good enough bandwidth in here to host a chat. It just says connecting and it's just going dot 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 dot. Yo, Kai. Cox Cable's been giving you bullshit personal identification number. Sandy Campbell. Hello, Sandy. I'm so glad you came back. Leslie Schmidt on Coinbase. Yeah, you got to make one up. You got to make up a number. So a number that you won't forget, bro. Hey, take this shit seriously, man. Write shit down, whatever, so you don't forget it, what you're doing. Okay? Any passwords or whatever. Don't fuck around with that, man, because you're putting your money in there. You can lose it all if you don't pay attention to what you're doing. It just says connecting. Let me get off Wi-Fi. Oh, I was on Sky Mobile. That's right. Okay, wait. I might want to try the home Wi-Fi, but I don't want to be on the same Wi-Fi as this thing. Here, I got an idea. Okay, let's try this. It's not it's not connecting. That sucks. Dude, I'm not gonna type all that again. Just to see if I can start a stupid fucking space. Oh, now it goes. Now it worked that time. Because they don't put a fucking title. Alright, let me try this again. Maybe they didn't like my fucking title. Alright. Crypto will end capitalism, communism, God, you idiots, I just used that word. Why is it coming up? And socialism. Done. Business and finance. Technology. World news. Start your space. Alright. So. Alright. I guess this thing will show me when it's picking up my voice. Great. So. We're live on my live podcast, and you're more than welcome to go seek that out as opposed to listening to the audio from Twitter. But if I'm just sitting here talking, no one's going to hear this until they join. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, let's go, Brandon. Fuck Joe Biden. What are you, a pussy? You can't say fuck Joe Biden? These fucking people, man. You can't even say fuck Joe Biden. What a pussy. Here, let me help you unverified. I'll get you started. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck cunt Harris. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Mike Pence. Fuck cunt Harris. Fuck Joe Biden. And fuck you if you're a fucking pussy that can't say the goddamn words. What, you're a little sheep? Well, I'm just gonna do what everybody else is saying. I can't say what I really feel because I'm a pussy. Hey, Ed! Ed's here. Hey, Ed's listening, everybody. What's up, Ed? Ed, you want a voice? He's a listener. Ed, we're live on my podcast, broadcasting to YouTube. But I wanted to pull up my first space. I've never done it. They're allowing me to do that on Twitter. Today's my first time, that I've ever been allowed to participate on this channel in a space. So this is my first space that I've ever created. I'm all excited about it. So I guess there we go. Requested. How do we do this? Approve. Hey. Okay, I believe Moriv, Vivi, you have a voice. Hello?
Hi, yeah, thanks for letting me up.
Yeah.
Hi, that's a nice title you got up there. Crypto will end capitalism, communism, and socialism?
Yes.
Maybe do you believe that?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so you would say you're not entirely anti-Bitcoin, in favor of communism or socialism? You don't think it's incompatible with, the aims of some leftist people who want to help the most people possible, and they want to help end the inequality. You think crypto can be a force of good?
Crypto's already a force of good, isn't it?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I didn't. I took you in the other space. I didn't know if you were more anti or pro, but yeah, definitely it's a force of good. Personally, for me, I see it helping tons of people online. I see it helping entire countries. Yeah, definitely a force for good.
You know, the way I look at it is, you don't have to choose a side, and that's what I kept hearing those people in that last live space. They were saying was, I choose this side. Most of them were saying, the side of communism or socialism. And there's this one woman, and she said, well, I'm a capitalist, and everybody was arguing in there, and it got ugly. And I thought, we don't have to argue about any of this, and that's the beauty of crypto, man. We embrace crypto, and what happens is the banks will fail, and who pays for all of our politics? The banks. Then all the horrible politicians go away, and what I envision is, just picture any movie where some alien race comes and invades the planet, and you ever realize there's never like factions of aliens that are all fighting and arguing. They've already got all their stuff together. And I envision a future, in the near future, because of the technology, where we all get on the same page finally. The dinosaurs die off within a few years. We're already seeing this happen. And these forms of government that survive off of massive amounts of money, they can't survive anymore. They're going to fail. Anarchy might take over, or what I see is, how crypto's kind of taken over our way of spending money, and it might be how we vote in the future. I also see an entire takeover of politics into more like a crypto-based political system, based more on fairness and based more on equality and based more on globalization instead of factions and flags.
I would agree with what you said. I think embracing cryptography and the different applications like Bitcoin, maybe one or two other base layers can survive along Bitcoin without failing too much. Who those would be would remain to be seen. My bets are 99% on Bitcoin persevering. If there's a narrow edge case for more privacy people, I'm fine with that, I guess. But Bitcoin specifically does level the playing field where everybody can be just humans acting according to their interests, according to all of our collective economic needs, because we're going to have price signals that are not fucked up by central banks. And I think what you say about aliens having their shit together is like, yeah, they can come here and mess with us because they got their shit together. They got all their shit together back home. That's why they were able to visit us, if anything, because we certainly are not spacefaring, and that's precisely because we're still, arguing over petty shit. But if we can get into cryptography to help us plan our economies through fair pricing and fair money, I think we're gonna, make a leap towards being one of those aliens that eventually are spacefaring.
So, do you happen to know, and I'm not versed on capitalism, communism, or socialism, but do you happen to know the birth date of all three of those?
I'm sure capitalism was first, then as a reaction to how shitty it was making life for most people that are not connected to the government, then we get socialism and communism, but I'm not precise on, but I'm sure capitalism predates communism and socialism.
I was looking more for how old, and like, can you give me a rough, how many hundreds of years old?
Capitalism, let's say 400.
Okay, that's fair. So let's say let's even say 500. Let's say 500, just to give it more, okay? And mankind's been on the planet 4 million years, and we made it 3,999,999 900 and or 500 years, but something like that, without any of those forms of government. And I see us going back to that, but with a new awareness and an openness and communication that we have with the internet, where we're doing, localized, communal, neighborly, based down to the neighborhoods, basically taking care of each other. As far as people are like, what are you going to do about hospitals? What about doctors and all that? It's a great question, and these are the types of things that need to be addressed. Whenever you're talking about anarchy, and which basically what I'm looking at, right?
Okay, so in a world where Bitcoin and other crypto perhaps end central banks, and the banks can't fund the politicians and their entitlements, it does become a social prerogative to use our capital that is now free from state hands to set up communes of health, or like you said, organized locally, but act globally with a global money. We can get, if somebody needs a doctor here, we can expedite, pay the best doctors in Bitcoin to come save our local whoever. Bitcoin allows for coordination in an anarchic way without the state, for sure.
Well, one thing's for sure is I've never supported any form of government, and I'm not saying I'm an anarchist. I'm just saying I never really picked one and stuck my flag on top of the hill and said, this is what I represent. The fact is I've done really well with capitalism. At the same time, personally, anecdotally, but I've seen so much damage, imperialism, murdering millions of people. It's what I call capitalism is a snake that's eating its own tail, and that it can't sustain itself the way it's going. We're pumping all of this money into our economy. We're printing dollars, and it's going to make the dollar bill fail. And eventually, the only thing we're going to have is, I believe, crypto. But in the interim, while that's all happening, and this could happen overnight, and this could happen over a period of years, but there's going to be a massive learning curve for all the people who have not even been paying attention to what's going on as far as climate, as far as governments, as far as, what's going on with shipping right now, and what's going on with, your local 7-Eleven shuts down. People living in an apartment on the 3rd floor, one day they can't get, a soda pop and a hot dog. And that's the day that they realize that they should have been paying attention more. I'm an off-grid guy. I live totally off-grid, but there's no way that is the solution for everybody. There's just too many people, and some form of, I wouldn't call it government, but I'd say some form of organized communication could possibly be the answer. If we had, if somebody was talking in the last chat about, nobody's ever going to be on the same page, and everyone's always going to be racist, and these people are always going to hate those people, and those people are always going to hate these people. And I'm like, man, when these people get involved in crypto, there won't be time for hating and racism and stuff. They're going to realize that person that they just bought their last little crypto NFT from was from another country, with another color of skin or whatever. It's going to bring us all together. That's what the internet did for me. I used to be a racist, and I got on the internet, and I was still a racist, And now I'm an old guy, so this was years and years ago. And I got on YouTube, and I started interacting with people, and it cured me of my racism. I realized I didn't want to hate anybody and to hear those girls saying in that this was not a possibility. I tried to chime in. I tried to say I used to be a racist, and because of the internet, I no longer am. I said, wait until crypto takes over.
Yeah, I don't doubt that one bit. Racism and any hate is primarily just not knowing, either fearing or hating. That's, you just get little snippets of what other people might be like, what their habits are. And, sometimes hate, especially, coming from communists, they really hate capitalists. So they thrive on that hate. hate is a very powerful thing. If you're racist, if you're anti-capitalist, if you're anti-communist. But you're right. If you're interacting, if you have a language that you can interact with
Cheers,
anybody
guys.
you want, because Bitcoin is a universal language, if you end up having to buy something from somebody with Bitcoin, oh, you accept Bitcoin too, you know, you're answering to higher values of fairness, and that will probably help some people. But you know, some Bitcoiners are very ideological about other things that are not Bitcoin, like sexuality, for example. I don't think it's helped them that much. I think the more people get into Bitcoin and challenge their assertions is better. But for now, it's like a chicken and the egg problem. There's too many people that like Bitcoin because it confirms some bias that they have. Then there's not enough people who have done the work to come to Bitcoin from different worlds. So, for example, I know a few Twitter people that are more lefty, more pro-drug use or pro-decriminalization, anti-war, that are pretty Bitcoin agnostic or Bitcoin favorable, but it's just some sects of communism. They like the talking point that money is evil, and they really can't come to terms with the fact that the technology that makes the function of money fair is good for anybody, even communists. But you know, that's
well, and let me finish your thought right there and just say, and yet that's the actual solution to their problem, right? Is that equality that crypto brings?
Yeah, I mean, but then they would have to work back so much of their rhetoric. It's just not appetizing. You know, why would you change your in-group dynamics, your jokes, your memes, just to make way for these Bitcoiners who are right-wing idiots who call everybody dumb? You know, it's kind of hard to make that jump.
I'm hosting a live podcast right now, and somebody in the podcast just said Bitcoin is a store of value and a peer-to-peer payment system. That's all it is. That's not true, Killer GB. And of all the people that come into this live stream, I'm shocked that you're the one to say that all crypto adds up to is just a form of paying each other. It's already gone so much further than what you even understand. And I think that you haven't been paying attention. You're literally putting your money into the very technologies that are going all around the world, that are increasing the viability and the reach of almost every other technology that's already existing, and you're completely ignoring that, man. You got to pay it when you're putting your money on something. You got to look and see what you're putting your money on and see what they're doing. Go read their what they're doing. Like, hey, we're going to Africa and we're building 5G, or we're working on technology that does tracking to end this shipping thing using crypto, or whatever, man. There's so much stuff going on, and for you to just limit it to just, well, no, I believe when he says Bitcoin, I believe, bro, when you say Bitcoin, you're also referring to crypto, right, and the blockchain.
So technically, I have my most faith in Bitcoin. I haven't been convinced about any other challengers to do what Bitcoin does, which is the fairness part and doing it well. There are other applications of distributed databases. If you want to sell NFTs, having a database where people can check out, that's fine. But I think there's a lot of unnecessary distractions from Bitcoin itself. So I might have to disappoint you there a bit. I'm like 99% Bitcoin maximalist, and there's 1% of other useful stuff out there. It's very hard to even know which one it is, I would say.
Wow, there's just so many technologies that are developing. As you know, whenever I buy a new cryptocurrency, I click on the info from CoinMarketCap and I read what the company says. I'll usually go visit their website, and they're talking about educating people. They're talking about opening up new forms of communication. They're talking about allowing people to do things that are like, farming or raising cattle or things like that, and using crypto technology to enhance, increase, or track or do whatever that makes their life easier. And I'm telling you, it's Bitcoin offers none of that technology. Bitcoin is just a currency. So when you start looking at these other forms, these altcoins, Ethereum, Cardano, Polkadot, storage, and so many more. And I could just go down the list. And you start understanding what they're doing successfully right now. What Celsius is even doing is just, now I know we're talking about, hey, this is a way we can pay each other, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you how it's more than a store of wealth, okay? You cannot get 14% interest on a crypto by putting it in a bank. And while I understand that there's risk involved, and I also understand that the banks are establishment and everybody uses them and everybody's into them, this can change overnight with what happened with Facebook. You heard Facebook just released this the Novi app, the wallet. You familiar with that?
I don't follow Facebook. That's just more altcoinery for my.
There's 2 billion. I believe Facebook has 2 or 3 billion users. So now they will all have access to this new crypto wallet. So basically, Facebook is now poised to be able to take over banking on a scale unlike any other bank on the planet. They'll have more people that have the access to their specific form of banking. They've also got their own coin. Facebook has made their own currency. It's going to be massively competitive. If you're paying attention to what Elon Musk and Jack Dorsey from Twitter are saying, they had a kind of a... Who was that meeting with? It was Shiba Inu guys. They had a summit. And it's actually, what they're talking about is artificial intelligence, and that to me is horrifying. Have you looked into any of that at all?
Hey, so I'm gonna have to drop off right quick.
Okay.
But I used to dabble in ICOs back in 2017. I traded. I was into Bitcoin before Ethereum launched. Like I saw the countdown for Ethereum. I didn't get in. For that, I didn't have a job. I wasn't really invested. I was just lurking. So I've seen these narratives come and go and morph. So I'm not sure how long you've been paying attention to all of this. I just like to leave you with a bit of a tip. A lot of this narrative is a way to sell their tokens that they just mined. Bitcoin is different because of how it works and how Satoshi set up the code. Everybody could see the code. Everybody could run a miner from the beginning. So there's a difference in terms of what Bitcoin is and what everything else isn't. But there is definitely going to be a way to make spectacular gains from timing these meme coins and everything. I was just every time you do make a big gain, I would consider holding it in Bitcoin in case there's rug pulls or hacks and any of these other protocols. But Facebook, I would be mad if I were an anti-establishment guy and Facebook was trying to get all the limelight on crypto. And even though it does increase exposure to the concept of crypto, I like what Jack in Twitter is doing, where he is integrating Bitcoin only, even though it's Strike with a Know Your Customer wallet. I believe you can also receive tips through a normal Bitcoin wallet that's not Strike. So yeah, there's lots of things going on, and the narratives that they give us so we can sell our Bitcoin for their coins is nice and sexy. I would just, keep reading. You read the Coin Market Recap, keep interacting with Twitter trolls, and hopefully I'll see you increasing your conviction in Bitcoin as not just money, because it's not just money. Bitcoin will be able to deliver and over-deliver on any of the other blockchains' use cases. It's just that we go slow and do it right the first time. So I'm sorry to leave you like this, to not give you a chance to I said you're going to do it with I'm not here. But thanks for having me on.
Absolutely, man. Let's do it again. Cool. Take care, brother. Oh, he got disconnected. It says connecting. He gave me a 100, but it's probably my poor connection to the internet. Yeah, I did have something I wanted to ask him. I had a question I wanted to ask him. I was just going to ask him if he had ever listened to Lark Davis, or if he ever watched Coin Bureau. You know, he said they're just selling you sexy stories. You guys, when you understand what Ethereum is doing right now, when you understand what Cardano is doing right now, this is beyond anything that a lot of people are comprehending. And I'm realizing even somebody who's into it, he's into it, and isn't really, reading the info on some of these cryptos. It's just looking at Bitcoin like a one-trick pony, and looking at Bitcoin like it's going to solve things. There's no way I'm looking at Bitcoin to solve everything. Bitcoin is the thing that opens the door. And Bitcoin will stand there and hold the door open for the blockchain. You guys, the blockchain is so far beyond. You don't even understand. It's like people think it's a pipe dream. People literally think it's a freaking pipe dream. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's a big mistake. It's a lot of people like my mom and my sister are making today, is to think that it's a pipe dream,
Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself.
Blind and taker, cashing your chips, you sniveling, whining, self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on Rio or the woman in red. Don't fool yourself, it's all in your head. You're the mascot of the next century. Look in the mirror, it's cloud insecurity. I bleed for you, my eyes burn. My point is no, 'cause you'll never learn. You'll never learn. I bleed for you. You'll never learn. I bleed for you. You'll never learn. I bleed. I bleed. Fuck you, Bishop Walkman. Fuck you. Lying and dying, it's all that you breed. Militant from your mouth, fuck you, fucking Levi's jeans. Fuck you, sometimes it's all kidding. Sick of your loathsome little ditty. Blind and taker, cashing your chips. You still live whining, self-loathing hypocrite. Blame it on Rio or the woman in red. Levi's pussy company.
It starts with an F.
It certainly does. So, I said crypto will end capitalism. I didn't say Bitcoin. It's the blockchain, and it's all of the technology that the blockchain has to offer. So, what I'd like to do is let's go to Dapp's University. I think that's his name. Let me just see. I haven't seen him in a while. Dapp University. DAC. Is it DAC? No. DAV? No. Dapp University. There it is. 2 P's. Okay, yeah, this guy will tell us about the blockchain. We'll find a video. Dude, I'm subscribed and I've got notifications. Dude, I don't see his uploads ever. He's being subverted. I thought he stopped uploading. Okay, Ethereum all-time high. You won't believe this. Massive crypto. Don't miss this. Where's his playlist? Let's go to his playlists. Okay. Student success, free blockchain development. Master solidity for blockchain. The ultimate crypto program tutorial. Blockchain University. Beginner blockchain tutorial. Blockchain technology explained. Blockchain for business. Blockchain developer tips. Start here. Blockchain app tutorial. Ethereum blockchain developer. Crash course. Bridge tutorials. Code your own cryptocurrency. Who's building dApps? dApp University podcast. Ethereum dApp tutorial. Blockchain technology explained. Let's check that out. This is non-fungible tokens. Okay, let's not talk about that. What's the very first thing? Actually use blockchain. The biggest blockchain trend. Top 6 blockchain projects. Ethereum is okay. This is one of the hottest apps on the blockchain. The game will teach you blockchain from scratch. Is the world ready for blockchain? That's what we need to watch. Is the world ready for blockchain? This is dApp University on YouTube. Let them know that Nays Garden
Is
sent
the
you.
world ready for blockchain? Or should I say, is blockchain ready for the world? All right, sometimes you might be using the blockchain and run into some real head scratchers and think like, why does anyone even want to use this, right? So, you might even have some doubts and say, do I even want to become a blockchain developer? Is this even worth learning? So that's exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this video. All right, if you're new around here, I'm Gregory from dApp University. On this channel, I teach you how to become a blockchain developer. So click the like button down below, click subscribe, especially if you've been watching this channel for a while. I know a lot of you have been watching and aren't subscribed. I can see that in my YouTube analytics. So hit that subscribe button, all right? And also, if you're serious about becoming a blockchain developer, you should join my free training on my website over at dappuniversity.com/bootcamp. So is the world ready for blockchain, right? If you've been watching this space for a while, you might have seen, interest kind of go up and down over time, especially with cryptocurrency prices. And right now, it looks like some of the interest is a little bit on the decline, right? If you look at like Ethereum price charts, you see a pretty big bear trend here. If you look at Bitcoin price charts, it's been kind of up and down, but right now we're on a downward slope. And I'm not talking about cryptocurrency price speculation in this video. That's not why I'm bringing these up. This is just to talk about general interest in blockchain, because it does somewhat mirror cryptocurrency prices, okay? Even if you look at like Google Trends, you see a big spike in blockchain interest during the big ICO bubble boom Bitcoin price surge at the end of 2017. That was when blockchain interest was all-time high, and it's been on a gradual bear trend ever since, right? So despite the cryptocurrency price speculation and the bear trends, we've still seen a growth in actual blockchain development over time. So why aren't more people using blockchain? Like, why do we see this interest declining? Well, there's a few reasons that I hear come up a lot. Like, the first one is user experience, right? We talk about, anyone wants to use a dApp or something like that, they have to install a special wallet extension in their Chrome browser to go use a website, and that causes people to just, like, instantly say, what? Why do I have to do that, right? Think about a dApp like CryptoKitties, it had like a 99% bounce rate whenever people went to visit their websites. That's like one. Another is transaction speed, scalability. You hear about all these problems with the blockchain right now.
I don't know
and
yet.
People focus on these as the main reasons that blockchain's not taking off. Now, I will argue that those are holding some people back, right? But I don't think they're actually the main reason that blockchain mass adoption hasn't happened yet, right? The real big reason I think that blockchain mass adoption hasn't happened yet is honestly because of clear use cases. All right, I'm going to explain that, about why that's, holding a lot of people back from actually using the blockchain, but it's not necessarily a deal breaker for you as a blockchain developer. So don't just freak out and end this video now and never learn blockchain. I'm going to explain all this. So here's why use cases are actually a bigger deal than user experience, right? So people will deal with bad user experience if the use case provides them with enough value. All right, we've seen that with cryptocurrency. Like whenever the ICO boom happened and people saw all this crazy price speculation happen in the marketplace, they were willing to deal with the headaches. Want to do
I wonder
that.
when he's
right?
going to explain the
Well,
blockchain.
a few reasons. All right. The first reason is incentives. All right, I want you to understand this very clearly.
All right.
There is such a huge upside, a huge prize for businesses who could come into the space and actually solve these kinds of problems. Present a clear use case for people to come in and use them.
Bro, if you're not able to join that one, it might be because you don't have the right kind of information they want. Maybe a killer GB could tell you an app that you could purchase crypto that doesn't require KFC or whatever that is, Kentucky Fried Chicken.
This and also really good user experience. All these businesses are trying to solve this problem because there's such a huge pot of gold at the end of that rainbow waiting for them, right? So many businesses are trying to do this that it actually creates an entire economy, okay? A business-to-business economy that trickles down to blockchain developers so that they become very in demand, all right? And that demand is actually bigger than the supply of people who know how to build blockchain technology. So when the supply is big and the demand is low, that means that there's a lot of opportunity for blockchain developers to become, highly paid and earn a lot of money, okay? So that's a huge reason to be in blockchain despite the fact that you don't see, all these clear use cases right now. You don't see people just flocking in to use blockchain so that mass adoption can, happen. So bottom line is upside so big that it actually creates a demand for blockchain developers in the long run, right? And it's a really weird concept, but that's how it works, right? Blockchain is kind of like Pandora's box. Now that we've let this thing out of the box, there's no shoving it back in, right? And honestly, I don't sit here and have a crystal ball and say, by this date, we're going to have this mass adoption of blockchain. We're going to have this use case, this use case, this use case. I don't claim to do that because I think it's dishonest to have that kind of clear speculative vision. But do I think the future of blockchain technology is positive? Yes, I do think it's positive, right? In 50 years, do you think we're going to have a digital currency that people rely very heavily on to transfer value and store it? I think it's the best model for an actual currency. It's the best use of technology. I think we're going to, all right? That's just my opinion. It's not financial advice, as always. But I think the future of blockchain is positive. But I do think the industry is going to change over time. As the tech gets better, more use cases are going to become clearer. And that means all the bad tech's going to die off. A lot of people are going to consolidate around the really clear use cases and the real clear value propositions and everyone who's doing stuff well. So if you want to become a blockchain developer, you have to be kind of ready for that ride, right? You have to be willing to be quick on your feet and jump around. You have to be a trailblazer. You have to have that spirit. But I also will say, you're not going to be immune from that in any other field of software development. Trust me, I've been around this industry a while, just software development in general, and I've seen a lot of stuff happen. Your company could tank, they could get bought, you could get laid off, the technology that you learn, even if it's not blockchain, could die off. And
He's not really... I thought he was going to explain blockchain, but he's not at all. Is the world ready for blockchain? Proof of stake versus proof of work. The truth about blockchain. How blockchain could revolutionize social media. Social media is one of the largest fucking rackets on the planet right now. There's a perfect example right there. It's not just a way to pay each other. Here.
Hey everybody, this is Gregory from Gap University. So in this video, I want to talk about how blockchain could revolutionize social media. Alright, so before we get into that, be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and click the like button down below. And if you're interested in learning how to build blockchain technology, you need to get in my Blockchain Developer Bootcamp. That's over at dapuniversity.com/bootcamp. You can hop on some free training. So let's talk about how blockchain could revolutionize social media. Alright, so I hear a lot of people complain about social media. They say it's broken, and for lots of different reasons.
Bro, if you don't have the documents that are required, then you should consider another app besides Coinbase.
right? Sometimes they blame the platform, sometimes they blame a person, or sometimes they just blame the algorithm, right, as the reason for their posts never getting seen, right? It's just that darn algorithm that, you know, keeps your content in the gutter. Nobody ever likes it or shares it or comments on it, right? So these are kinds of things that people argue about. So how can we solve some of these problems with blockchain? Okay, so there's a few ways I think we can do this, right? So
I'm stupid. You know, Kai, you're gonna want to get an app that doesn't require all that information. They've got plenty of. There's a lot of different crypto apps out there. I just don't. I mean, if Killer GB was here, he could probably tell you which one doesn't require all that information. But I mean, maybe try Uphold, bro. Try Uphold. See if that one works. But you're gonna need, you know, a bank account to get your money in there. You're gonna need probably, at least
the target that we're...
Dude, I can't do this for you, man. No, I'm not. We're not gonna do it. I can't do it, bro. You don't understand. I can't.
Aiming at to fix social media, I think, is to do a couple things. One is to decentralize social media. That's to remove, you know, some control out of the hands of these, you know, centralized entities like, you know, the CEOs people complain about, or the platforms that have, you know, businesses that control the rules of social media, and also that darn algorithm that everyone complains about, right? And longs for the days when they just saw all their posts chronologically in the news feed, right? So let's talk about how we can achieve that, right? More decentralization, and also how we can kind of reinvent the incentive structure of social media, where different types of content gets rewarded differently than it does now, and there's different ways to reward it, right? So I'm going to talk about all that. I'm going to break it down. All right, so really quickly, let me just clarify what it means to decentralize social media, right? It's just like what I was saying. It removes some of the control from a central entity, a centralized company or platform or whatever, and moves more of the power into the people who actually use the network, like people who post content and interact with content and like it and stuff like that. So what are the benefits of this? Like, why would you do it? Well,
Look, man, I want you to try to download Uphold to see if that one's easier, okay? I gotta go, though. You guys, thanks for watching. I will see you guys later. I'll see you tonight, or around 4 o'clock. I don't know. Whatever. I'll see you guys. See you on Twitter.